What is up, my treacherous mandem? Jayster here, aka the Big Wedgie, cause today we're getting all up in there with some hoop talk. Now, they say to stick to what you love, and honestly, my two applicable skills in this lifetime are an above average level of basketball knowledge and an unhealthy obsession with Pokémon. So it's really intuitive to just combine the two for me into the ultimate Pokémon basketball team. This is the definitive list. Don't even bother looking elsewhere because it doesn't exist. So with that being said, let's get straight into the ground rules. Now, this list will not have anything to do with abilities or like actual moves themselves. So for example, I can't just pick Abra for the team and have him like psychically move the ball across the court into the basket, because that would be cheating. I also can't have Dialga just snap his fingers like that and time freezes, just run up like a dozen points and then resume, because where's the fun in that? That takes the integrity out of the Pokemon Basketball Association, or the PBA. People are using this, people know this term. So without further ado, let's get straight up and into this. Alright, so clocking it at my point guard position, we have Lucario as the, hypothetical floor general and captain for this squad. Now, speaking for anyone who watched the cartoon growing up, this pick comes as no surprise. This guy has an insane level of focus. He's a real gritty guy, and the Pokédex says he can detect auras. And before any of you say, oh, that's an ability, no, it's not. That's his intrinsic DNA. That's just literally who he is. You can't teach that. That's not a TM, my man. I could easily see this guy getting a steal and just running the break, diving after loose balls, being a huge glue guy, lighting a fire under the rest of the squad. Now I got Blaziken at my 2. I said I got Blaze at my 2. The Pokédex says this absolute freak of nature can jump over a 30-floor building. And wait, who else was known for their vertical leaping ability? Spoiler alert, it rhymes with Michael Borden. And what position did he play again? Oh yeah, shooting guard. So overall, I think he'll be able to run the offense, create good spacing in the floor, and just overall be a huge contribution to the team. Now, at the small forward position is where things really get interesting. This whole video, I initially got the idea for it when I noticed that one picture everyone uses of Incineroar looks just like him dunking the ball. Here's my impression of that I will now do. You would have seen it in the thumbnail. Leave a comment down below if you think that's accurate type shit. And to make the pick even easier, the guy looks exactly like LeBron. I mean, look at the rippling abs, the crazy physique. Don't even lie, I know you see the resemblance. This guy has a killer instinct. You look at this cat's face and you tell me he's losing in the 2011 finals to Dirk Nowitzki? He's not. He just wouldn't do that. He's just him. What else do you want me to say? Okay, so the power forward position is another absolute no-brainer. I want someone who's just strong. I'm talking a workhorse, not the smartest, but he does what it takes. He's an enforcer, and he protects some of the smaller guys on this team. Ladies and gentlemen, give me Machamp at the 4. I don't see how you can't take the super jacked guy with 4 fucking arms who canonically benches beyond human capacity to quantify. That's not a joke. That comes straight from the Pokédex. It says, humans haven't invented numbers to quantify how much he can lift. So needless to say, if this guy sets a screen on you, the defender's just getting paralyzed. There's no way around it. And finally, to round out the starters, I have Shaquille O'Neal. My fault. I mean Rillaboom at my center position, clocking in at an absurd 6'11" with terrible posture, mind you. This guy, I don't know if he has a kyphosis, scoliosis, something in between. He's built like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and he's still 6'11". I want to say he's like the tallest on the whole team other than my backup center, which I won't be telling you about for spoiler reasons. Fruity ad gesture. And this guy is literally capable of ripping trees out of the ground and using them as drumsticks. So I think he'll be able to help me get a few rebounds, especially in this soft league. Get it? Because the NBA is getting softer, and I haven't heard anyone talk about this. I've never heard anyone speak on this, so I thought I'd get the ball rolling. And overall, I'm real proud of this star-studded starting lineup. A little bit of alliteration out there for some of you linguistics majors. But everyone knows the real heart and soul of any good basketball team comes off the bench. The first in, last out type of guys. Maybe they didn't have the most talent, so they don't get the most playing time, but they work twice as hard to earn what they do have. Can you tell I rode the bench in high school? Coming off the bench first, I decided to go with Meowth. Now, I know this might sound like a weird choice, but this dude is absolutely conniving. I mean, he was a high-ranking member in Team Rocket, which for a bit of context, that's like if a common house cat rose the ranks of the New York Mafia. It just can't happen unless he's like really smart. And a lot of my scouts were saying, oh, this guy's selfish, he's a common criminal. But if you watch the movies, this guy almost laid down his life multiple times to protect Jesse and James. Just going to show he's a real team player. And sure, maybe first couple years in the league, he was focused on getting points and individual accolades. But guess what? Now he's old. He's an older guy. He's a veteran. He doesn't need to prove himself. So he's kind of like settled more into a supporting role. Not to mention, this dude's hilarious. When the chips are down during halftime, this is the guy that'll raise the morale of the whole team, get us back into the swing of things. Now at the backup shooting guard position, I have my dog, Cinderace. He's kind of just like a less cool version of Blaziken. Fast, strong, determined. He's a great player. The only reason I don't see him getting more time on this team is because he's just too new, right? He's a new guy. He's unproven. He's a raw talent. Blaziken, he's a seasoned vet. He's a multiple-time All-Star, All-NBA caliber player. Blaziken has another couple of years in him. I think once he takes more of a backseat, lets some of the young guys rise their ranks, that's really when we'll see Cinderace begin to shine more on the squad. Now, my backup three, I'm actually really proud of this pick. I have Inteleon, and on top of just giving off some super strong KD type vibes, this guy's whole shtick is he's literally like a sniper. He's really accurate at shooting little drops of water from his fingertips. So the way I see it, if he's like that accurate with the Pokemon equivalent of just flicking sweat at someone really hard, put a basketball in this guy's hand, it's going to be an easy transition. Now with this guy, my scouts have told me there's a bit of an attitude problem. I mean, look at him. You can tell he thinks he's all that in a bag of chips. Like, this dude was the man in high school, the man in college. He needs to learn that this is a faster pace at the next level, and he can't get away with doing the same rinky-dink tip-tap-toe type of offensive maneuvers that he was able to get away with back then. And the fact that this guy's shooting water so accurately, can we say third splash, brother? I said splash, brother. Now leave a comment if you thought that was funny. And now the backup power forward position is kind of another tough one. I wasn't sure whether to go with Hariyama or Snorlax, but in the end, I chose the guy who didn't fall asleep 3 fucking times during tryouts. I mean, pop a 5-hour energy next time, big guy. You need to want to be on this team. I mean, it's like he thinks the name is just gonna carry him forever. No, you're not. You need to put in the work. You're not, your knees aren't as young as they used to be. Plus, Hariyama's a fighting type, so you know he has that drive, that will to keep going. Unlike that prima donna Snorlax. And let's be real, if you see this guy dripping in sweat, trying to set a screen on you, you'll probably just check out the game right then and there. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it. The moment exactly none of you have been waiting for. The infamous backup center reveal. This one is a really big hear me out. But hear me out. Alolan Exeggutor at 36 feet tall. And no, your headphones didn't suddenly teleport into a dimension where people say insane things. I said 36 feet tall. Check the decks. Good luck getting anything resembling a shot over this guy. And sure, some of my scouts were telling me he has no hands. And that's not a knock on his ability to catch the ball. He literally has no upper appendages. And saying he even has legs is kind of a stretch. It's hips and feet instantly connected to each other. He's going to have a hard time running the court. I don't doubt this. I think our best bet is to just have him sit right in front of the basket on defense. If he can learn to block shots with his head, we're talking a potential multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year candidate here. That just about does it for me, guys. That is my ultimate Pokeball dream team. Leave a like if you understand that joke. It's really funny, right? I'm going to assume you did. And yeah, if any of you want to make any changes to my list, feel free to drop those beasts as well. But just so you know, you would be wrong, seeing as my list is the perfect list, the definitive list, the other adjective I can't remember type of list. Anyways, if you made it this far, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you skaters in the next one. Peace.